I love you.
It's alright. Please let that be it.
Grab your green vests, your gongi dice, and get ready to get this song stuck in your head for another month. Netflix's most extra reality TV competition show is back with Squid Game: The Challenge Season 2. Yes, 456 more players are back, hoping to be the single person to walk away with $4.56 million. All they have to do is survive the frontman's sadistic games and eliminate everyone else before you get inked yourself.
Checking out my ink.
So for this season, our competitors include a father-daughter team, a brother-sister team, though I suppose team is not the right word considering they'll have to compete at some point. Oh, and also...
Drop this one aboard. Why? I found twins.
Oh my god, twins.
Good. There go the twins. We got this, yeah? Yeah.
Yep, we even got twins, who are going to be at the center of the very first game of the season, as production took a look at the 456 people in front of them and went, nah, we ain't feeding all of you. So they split the room into X's and O's, but instead of this representing the people who voted to continue the game or not, like in the show, these are the two teams that will be competing against each other, as they're gonna have to count to 456 and press a button when they think that they've reached that number. Closest to actually hitting it survives, and the rest, the entire other team, is eliminated. With the twins being the ones who get to lead those teams and push the button, because they volunteered to come forward without knowing what the game was. Now the strategy for each team is this. For the X's, they have this musician guy who comes forward because he's supposed to be good at keeping time, and the O's have this nurse because she's used to doing stuff like chest compressions. But the O team starts freaking out because a bunch of them think that she's counting too slow, and, well, it gets a bit chaotic as the count approaches 456. So we're only like 10 minutes into this episode, and nerves are already shot. People are already near tears. Or already there. Ultimately, it's announced that the O's were 12 seconds off of the right time, and the X's were 2 seconds off, meaning all of the O's are out, and what follows is half the cast getting eliminated in the most extra way. So, almost as if the frontman had just picked up the ink item in Mario Kart, he presses one button and everyone's squiddy ink pad, hey, Squid Games, funny. Yeah, it goes off, blasting half the cast out of the game. Oh, and these people have to be contractually obligated to react like a bunch of first graders playing with Nerf pellets on the playground, because when they get eliminated, everyone acts like they're about to be painted for a Renaissance painting when their ink pad goes off. I mean, it'd be one thing if 1 or 2 people acted like this when they got eliminated, but everyone, every single person? Meanwhile, everyone on Team X is chanting 432, 432, which is bittersweet for 432 because he won, but he also lost his twin bro.
Or did he? Or did he?
Yep, in comes the other twin, who was the only person spared from the Yo group because he was brave enough to volunteer for the first game, which I actually think is great. Normally on this show, or on similar ones, people are terrified to put themselves at risk, but knowing that now if they do so, they could have a huge reward like this, that might change the way people think. However, there is one stipulation, and this is how Squid Game: The Challenge differs from the other Squid Game, apart from, you know, the real dying. Because there are these bonus challenges or events that happen in between the games. For example, here, 431, the Circle Twin, was told that in order to get back into the game, he must go up to 3 players, state their number, and wish them good luck in the game. That will mark them for elimination. If he manages to do this for 3 players in a certain amount of time, he'll be safe. If not, both him and his brother get eliminated. So he decides the best way to figure out who he's going to eliminate is find the people who are not there for the right reasons. Meaning he's going to go up to a bunch of people and ask what they'll do with the money if they win, and people are going...
One of my daughters is autistic, and I homeschool her right now, so the
first thing I would do is put the money towards the funding for school that we can't afford now.
We lost my grandfather to leukemia. If I can be 23 years old and give like a big, like millions to leukemia research.
Every single answer is just too pure. I'm not eliminating someone that needs the money that much.
Until eventually, finally he walks up to someone who goes,
I would rent a super yacht for like a week.
and 431 is like,
Thank you!
so she goes, and then there's 100 here who says he's going to put together a Star Wars wedding for him and his fiance, and I guess these twins are big Trekkies or something. So he goes to eliminate that guy too, but the guy, he comes up to him and he's just too nice, so instead he goes for these two. Bing bang boom, they're all eliminated. And now the game is on because although they can't prove it, everyone else in the room suspects that the twins were behind these random eliminations. And so the twins really have some targets on their backs. Now from here, the show basically goes like this. They introduce new people, they introduce a new game, and it goes back and forth and back and forth. Like up next, we meet this lady and hear about her lovely story.
I definitely would describe myself as spoiled, and a lot of people look at that so negatively. Ultimately, I know I would always get what I want, so yeah, I would say I get everything I want, even now.
Wow, why couldn't 431 have walked up to this lady and asked what she'd do with the money? Then, right after this, we go into the next game, which will be familiar to you if you've watched Season 2 of Squid Game. Cause it's the six-legged race, where up first, it's the twins versus the lady who always gets what she wants. So, like the show, each of the players are tied together by their legs and have to walk or jump to each of the game stations. However, unlike the show, two of the games are different. Like, first up here is Cup and Balls instead of Dakji. Then it's throwing stones like the show and gongi like the show. Then up next, unlike the show, it's House of Cards. And finally, it's that kicking game, which is like the show. And for sure, at least for these contestants, House of Cards, Gongi, and the Stones are the hardest games to get past. Like, the Twins team gets stuck forever at the Stones, and every time you fail, it's horrible because you have to walk on over as a group, pick up the stone, and walk on back. And after a few times of this, it seems like all is lost for this team. That is until player 16 steps up to Gongi and...
Good try, good try, good try. Remember, just go straight up. Good try, you're good. It's been a minute since you played.
As for the House of Cards, that one's also tough because everyone's so nervous their hands start to shake and sometimes the cards get bent. But yeah, the twins ultimately fly by and player 16 is left like...
$4.56 million, and they lost because of me. So yeah, I would say I get everything I want, even now.
Yeah, not today. Not today.
This moment will haunt me forever.
Oh, so extra, so extra. Anyway, more teams go through, Star Wars guy goes through, the dad goes through, and then they make him watch his daughter's game on the big screen, but she also goes through. And then we get some more of those in-between game events. The first is the introduction of a locked room that eventually opens up to have a vending machine. Items inside cost 1 Squid Game coin, and if you put that in, you get a treat. Or there's also 10 coins with a mystery gift that eventually turns out to be an opportunity to automatically eliminate someone else. They also then have this vote, but instead of it being like the show where they're voting to continue the game or not, this time they have to vote to keep or eliminate the 5 people still remaining who got the worst times at each of their games in the leg race. And you might think this would be a hard decision, cause look, there's the musician guy up there. He basically saved them all in the counting challenge, but...
He's a good guy.
He's not that good, he's a little shit.
Yeah, no one cares. 5 more people gone is 5 more people closer to the money. They all easily get voted out, and Jaunty here, this guy, is the deciding vote. I mean, okay, it is a foregone conclusion at this point. There are like way more people left to vote and so many votes to eliminate them, but Jaunty's vote is the vote that makes it mathematically official, and he's trying to keep up an integrity image, so he gets all sad and pretends to cry, saying he doesn't want to do this, but...
I can't do it to you boys, man.
So it's time to put on an Oscar-worthy performance.
And here is the other part of the game, the social part, cause not a single person in that room believes him. So now, because of that, he's got a target on his back. And in this game, people will take any excuse to eliminate you. Oh, they also have this moment where they get to pick between having their next meal or getting a scratcher card, you know, risk reward. Like most people take their meal, but this guy wins a pizza and others are hoping for immunity or something. You never know. Could be huge.
Am I about to just take control of this game and shock everybody in the building right now?
5 minutes later.
Oh no.
What is it?
It's a disadvantage in the next game.
So the next big game is a new one. It's called simply catch. You know, have ball, throw ball, person catches ball, you pass. But person not catch ball, both get eliminated. However, the more people that pass or get eliminated, the further and further back you have to throw the ball. And if 16 balls drop, well, anyone still in play automatically passes. So it is a risk to place yourself far back, but if all the balls drop before it gets to you, you might get a free pass. Oh, and these 3 guys volunteered to not play, and they think that they get to skip the game, but turns out they instead have to pick another player to bet their life on. If that player passes, they also pass, but if not, they both go down. Now here, the twins catch some more ire because they position themselves up near the front for an easy pass, even though they're strong throwers. And they also have this plan to just pass the ball down their line one by one until they get to strategically placed weak players further along, with the idea being that way no one wants to throw down to their line at that point and risk getting out, cause they'll be throwing to someone who's likely not gonna catch it, so it protects the blue line as much as possible. But then 431 thinks about throwing to another line for a slightly easier throw, you know, just to save himself, and number 98 here starts yelling and yelling at him to keep to the plan. So more targets are now on 431 for being a schemer, and also on number 98 for being really loud.
Throw me the ball!
Yo.
Throw me the ball!
You made your decision.
I will catch the ball. We have a plan. Your life's in my hands. My life's in your hands. Let's go! Come on, team!
I never liked that guy.
Anyway, the real sweating here happens for the people thinking, oh, 16 balls? That'll be gone in no time, I'm gonna sit at the back. But those people forget that 1 ball dropping is 2 people gone, so that's 32 people that need to be eliminated before you're safe at the back. And the more people pass, the less chance you have at it reaching that number before it gets to you. And eventually we get far along those lines with multiple balls still in play, where the most dramatic elimination revolves around Viper here, who happens to be who Jaunty chose to stake his life on. Now Viper here is at the end of the yellow line, and no one from the other 3 lines wants the ball. I mean, this dude is the closest, but he just turns his back and says, okay, throw to me, do that, we're both out, I'm not catching it. That's that. Still, Viper's looking at his options and he goes, this guy's the closest. And he's also my best bet, so he says he's gonna throw to him, calling his bluff, only for the guy to still drop it.
Shut up. I was trying to help my team. Y'all helped y'all's team. Shut up.
He didn't even try or believe in himself.
And with that, Jaunty's gone too. This is often how this series works. We get introduced to someone who might be a big player and then boom, they're gone. Oh, and the 2 people who got disadvantages, one had to throw a really teeny ball and the other had to throw blindfolded, but both passed. Eventually though, all of the balls drop and a few players at the end get to pass, and we're now down to 74 players remaining. And so the cycle continues. Another event comes out with this Russian doll that has rewards and disadvantages. Like this lady that a lot of people don't like gets 10 coins to eliminate someone and just sort of chooses randomly. And then this lady goes to hug player 75 and 75 calls her suspicious for doing so. I mean, sometimes you just can't win in this game. Like, this guy wins a cake and decides to share it with everyone, and again, 75 is like,
that makes me extremely suspicious.
I mean, you share a cake, people call you fake. If you keep the cake, people call you selfish. Either way, you move, you flinch, and someone is ready to use that as an excuse to get you out of the game. So, 75 decides to hand over the next Russian doll piece to the hugging lady, thinking it'll be something bad, and instead...
immunity till the end of the next game.
So 75 is now going...
God damn it!
But okay, likability is a big factor in what happens next, because the final person to receive the doll is 98. You know, cause he's a loudmouth. And he's told he has to go to that boiler room with the vending machine and he has to go alone. And when he comes back, he starts pulling a jaunty and is all in tears, basically saying he has to put someone up for a vote to eliminate them. And it'll either be that person or him, 98, who has to go. So at this point, most people think that's it for 98, cause he's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But then it's announced that the player he voted to go up against in the vote is player 431, the twin who almost didn't throw that ball. And all of a sudden, now people are going,
Player 98 made the smartest move ever by choosing player 431. If he had chosen anybody else, he would have been buying his plane ticket back home.
Cause it's just too tempting for people to take out a strong competitor who also has a twin in the game to watch his back, and, you know, who might turn on you for selfish gain. So it's a clear W for 98 as 431 gets voted out. And well, things only get worse for the twins, or, well, the one twin left, as this guy, who got a disadvantage from the doll, turns out the next game is gonna be Mingle Game. You know, this one. And his disadvantage is he's going to have to be tied to another player the whole time. And he chooses player 432, the other twin. But okay, Mingle Game turns out to be the harshest game for these players. Pretty much everyone is absolutely hating it, except for me and this lady.
Woohoo, let's go!
Cause you know, I was just ready for that fat Mingle beat to drop. That thing slaps.
I feel very confident right now.
But here in this game, we got people stressing, we got people throwing each other down and running for those doors like it's a 2005 Black Friday opening. And if you don't know what Mingle Game is from the show, here there's going to be a number that gets called, and you have to form a group of that number and enter these doors. Anyone left over, or if there are any incorrect number of people inside a door, well, that means elimination. And as this game goes on, people are freaking out.
10, 11, sorry about you. Sorry about you.
You guys have too many, you have too many. No, Natalie, no. Get out, you owed me in last game. You leave. My family's gonna be so disappointed in me.
The people I trusted abandoned me.
Yeah, we got people crying, others are beyond stressed. These two dudes straight up betray the disadvantaged guy and the twin, leaving them behind to be eliminated, and 75 gets thrown out for not being likable, and, well, she too is gone. This game gets so bad, they actually form a ring and hold hands and say,
Hold hands!
Everyone hold hands.
We're not playing!
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. We're not playing.
I mean, they're going, okay, Netflix, eliminate all of us, see if you can put together a show with this many episodes. I mean, it's so crazy, it almost seems staged. Like, it's as if they're doing their own riot part of the show right here. So the number 2 gets called for the game, and they all hold hands, and the timer runs down to 0, and then the game stops, and the doors open, and everyone is hushed because...
Look, oh my God. The front man.
And so the frontman says to reward their bravery, they get this nice little gift with the person next to them and...
Psych!
Marbles.
One of us is going forward and one of us is going home.
So that's where things leave off after the first 4 dropped episodes. Yup, it's time for marbles. And whoopsie, look at all these alliances and friends and family members that are teamed up. The dad and the daughter, there's the brother and sister, but they wish they applied for Beast Games instead, and you know what? Actually, never mind. That show also had some wild allegations made against it. I'll stick with the ink pads.
Nobody made promises to me, and I didn't make any.
So that's it for this video on Squid Game The Challenge, Season 2, Episodes 1 through 4. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, let me know your thoughts on the games down below, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And until next time, Bachelor Fantake out.
So yeah, I would say I get everything I want, even now.